Hi, welcome to an Arch Linux installation video. You know, in the beginning of every month, archlinux.org will deliver us an ISO. And I'm here on Osbeck, which is in Sweden, and I've downloaded already the archlinux 2025-0701. Even if you are not using the official archlinux, right, but any derivative of the archlinux ISO, it is interesting to see what's going on, and certainly interesting to see what's going on with the app Arch install. So let's use the time to have a look what evolved, what did I do, what can we do with the new script. So the download is in here still, so I'll move it later on to the proper place, but this is the archlinux.org ISO. It's a bit slow if you go down, and that's, well, because of choices at some point in time, and we did not follow that choice, right? But here we go. Normally you just need this one and just one down, and that's it, maybe with speech. But the first line is where we all boot, hook, and Intel, AMD, NVIDIA alike. We use the first line. And then we have a look, right? On a virtual machine, you don't need to install this on a real metal. Learn, see if it's something you'd like. But this is difficult. I mean, for many users, they say, oh my God, what's this black thing? Now what, right? So the now what is explained. The now what is explained. It is to be found on the arcolinux-d website, arcolinux-d.com. And that's where we find information about Arch, just Arch, right? Phase 7 is all about Arch. And what we're doing is actually this, an Arch install. So it's a script, and there are many videos, in this case 58, so this will be number 59, right? How do you install things with the archlinux ISO? Back to this guy. And one of the issues is typing, right? QWERTY. So I need to load keys. BE Latin 1 is what I know to be true for my Xfce keyboard. So that's something you need to find. Arch wiki load keys probably is gonna provide us some information. Load keys maybe, I don't know, right? Linux console keyboard configuration, Arch wiki, and you start reading. Lots of keys, list the key maps, all the key maps that are available, and you need to figure out what key you need to install. Probably you'll find that on forums in your language. Then, if that's done, we've waited long enough. By that I mean, at this point in time, systemctl status, the pacman init key is probably finished, right? Active and exited here. Line 3 there, the green text. So cool, we can start. If that's not finished, we can't start. We can start. Then there's this application Arch install. Arch install has an interesting switch behind it. Advanced, right? This one. Now I remember just now that if I type this, things will become a little bit bigger for you, so you don't need to do this, but this is just for the recording. Everything comes a little bigger and you can read a little bit better. Arch install advanced. Okay, that will give us information of the new Arch install. Maybe we need to update as well. Checking version, there was no new version, so that's cool. Don't need to update anything. And let's see, what did change? Localis is something we need to do. So a slash, so that's a line that falls to the right, backslash falls to the left. BE, I'm gonna go for BE Latin, so my Xfce keyboard. Mirrors, select the regions, slash, and then Sweden for me in Belgium is best. This configuration, yes, and I'm always going for X4. Back, swap, would you like to swap? Yes, no, ZRAM. Have a look, arch, wiki, chadwm, yes, no, let's do yes this time. Many videos I do no, right? Bootloader, choose, systemd boot is default, but there are 4 things, all explained in videos on the YouTube channel from Erik Dubois. Unified kernel images, host name, archlinux, if you want to change, right? Root password. There you go. User, my name is Erik. Welcome to the video. Password is in there. Should I be super user? Yes, please, right? I need to update. Confirm and exit. And then profile. What did I change in profile? Desktop. So finally, everything is alphabetically. So Xfce 4 is here. That's what we need. There's also Wayland. So these, let's go over the Waylands. Sway is Wayland, River is Wayland, Neary is Wayland, LabWC is Wayland, Hyperland is Wayland. And I do believe Enlightenment has also a Wayland, if I'm not mistaken. And that's it, right? Tiling window manager, desktop. Well, actually, it should say in the text up here, but sometimes they don't, right? So awesome, they call it the window manager. I call that a tiling window manager. But okay, just a name. So if you say window manager is exactly the same as tiling window manager, then it's okay. So desktop environment, you pick, right? You pick. For these guys, you need to have configs. If you don't have an i3 config, you end up in a black screen, the default i3, the default awesome, etc. So that's why it pays off to choose a desktop. A desktop always gives you something nice and graphical, and then you install something more. You can also do that in the meantime now, right? You can say those two. But as you see, there's no config. A tiling window manager needs the app, sure. Qtile, sure. And thank you, also a terminal there. But there's no file manager, for example. There's no editor to edit things. So yeah, you need to think it through. It's a lot of stuff that you still need. If you don't want Qtile, again, spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. And then we go for Xfce, enter. So get the list of the things you want. You see 2 major packages, Xfce 4, Xfce 4 goodies, and the rest. Have a look what's there. Look it up, right? What is wireless tools? What is WPA there? Supplicant. Look it up and decide later if you want it or not. All open sources is default. Try it out. See if that's okay. And NVIDIA proprietary is that one. This is this. That is that. It depends on your hardware. So learn about your hardware or trial and error, right? LightDM GTK reader is not my choice. SDDM is. Back, audio, choose sound. Any of them, right? Well, not. It's an either this or that, right? It's not the 2 of them. It's just pulse audio or pipewire. Kernels, maybe a new kernel if you like that. I've been great with the Linux kernel for the last 10 years, so why change a winning team? Use network manager. Sure, parallel downloads, and that's what you get if you type advanced. Now I can say download 30 instances at the same time, which means it's a super fast installation. We have a great internet here in Belgium. So yeah, it's gonna go fast. Time zone, Brussels. And then install. You count. It's now 9 minutes. Exactly, that's cool. So I pressed the enter for the installation, minus 5 seconds there, at 9 minutes in the video. It really doesn't take a lot of time to install it. That's why we see all these lines, right? 30 instances, 30 downloads at the same time, parallel downloads. And you follow, right? After 10 years on arcolinux, you know a little bit that's that application, that's what it's for, and you recognize the texts that you see. Okay, now it's building some files in the boot folder, so don't turn your head away. see what's happening, see the warnings. Should we be, and there's a ZTT error there, write error, cannot write block, broken pipe. Is that a problem, right? Is that an issue? Valid questions, but after 10 years, you know, okay, that's not a problem, that is a problem, that's not a problem. A warning is just what it is, a warning. An error is exactly what it says, right? There's a problem. But still then, if everything boots up again, then there is no error, right? Everything works fine and everything updates, then it was not really an error. Might have done something. Oh, sorry. That's off. So 9 minutes, it's 10:49. So in 1 minute, 50 seconds, let's say, right? We've got an installation of a system. Think about it. 1 minute, let's say 2 minutes, right? Let's round it off because I'm in Belgium and great internet and all that. But in 2 minutes time here, I have here the possibility to, let's kill it like this then, power off. Get rid of this. In 2 minutes time, I have an OS. And yes, it's not ready. None of them are ready. Anything you install with Arch is not ready. It's basic or baseline or still quite raw, whatever you want to call it. It still has zero software, almost zero software, let's say that. So many things you'll need. For instance, a browser, right? Wouldn't it be nice if we could go on the internet, right? So internet is nothing there. Multimedia, you can't play really, but Parole is there. You can burn a CD. And this is not your choice. That's the Xfce 4 and Xfce 4 goodies. So there you go. You got yourself an Xfce. And now it's up to you, right? What do I want to do with this Arch Linux system? Do I want to add i3? Do I want this? Do I want that? Is Git available? No, it's not. So sudo pacman -syu. Let's do first this one. 2 lines. That's it. 2 lines. All right. Git. Git is now installed. And then you get your stuff in. Git. Voila. Git clone. And I have my stuff written away in github.com/Erik Dubois /arcolinux-nemesis, because this is a pain in the A, right? But it's great. It's minimal kind of approach. We're now in arcolinux-nemesis. It's a minimal thing, but typing everything every single time after installing is so weary, so tedious. That we say run, Forest, run, right? Let him do his work. Now you can go and have a bite or have a walk. I mean, it's just gonna check everything, install everything that I want. There are things in here we should check. Fail to retrieve. So the mirror from Chaotic is at this point in time down. Just to wait a half an hour maybe, and then the Chaotic server is back online, and we run the scripts again, right? So a few of the packages will not be installed, the ones coming from Chaotic, but at this point in time already, you have I don't think that's already there. It's not. So nano etc pacman.conf. Oops. Everything matters in Linux, right? Capital C. So we have already Nemesis repo and Chaotic repo, right? So yes, and multilib is on, right? Is on. And so we have more lines. If we update our system, we have more repos. And that's where it's getting all its data now. The packages from edu. All the packages that are named edu are coming from me, from the Nemesis repo. Edu stands, of course, for Erik Dubois. So I know what the source is, but sometimes things are not on Chaotic AOR, then I build it myself and put it on Nemesis repo. because building it again with AOR or from AOR with Yay or Paru takes time. So I pre-build it, it's on the Nemesis repo, done. That's the fun. I look at Arch as a place to play like Lego, right? A place to start with a red plate, the base, and then start building your castle or your boat or your space shuttle or whatever, right? Because anything can be built with these pieces, these packages, and you lay a different puzzle each time you make something new. You go to Wayland or you go to X11, that's one thing, right? But even everything else, kernels, everything else, it's a choice, and that's the fun. So make your own choices, make your own scripts, let this thing do its work. These scripts that you create, you can copy paste mine, start with that, and have fun making Arch your OS, your tool to do your hobbies, right? Or to do your work. Inkscape is coming in, alternatives for the Adobe company in design and all that. And that's the fun. So in the meantime, that guy is busy. You'll see that because of those scripts, we'll see more and more stuff coming up. Right? Calculator is here, development, Git ahead, meld, sublime text, flameshot, GNU is here, the image manipulation, so GIMP, Inkscape, Nomax, Xcolor is here, internet, yay, we got browsers, right? Brave is here, Chromium is here, come on, voila. And then multimedia, simple screen recorder already, VLC will come, and others, and you can make this bigger. I think they fixed it, but not this guy. So if we change this menu into the menu that we're using, so there's so many things still to learn. Panel preferences, add new items. The whisker menu, this one is an interesting guy, right? Add it. So this is one I prefer, because here we can search, you can type Firefox and you have it. And here in this one you can't type anything, but it's there, of course, right? You have to know where it is. And the other one you don't have to know where it is. So we can remove it again. That's me logging out. Where are we? We're using CachyOS rules. So visit other distros based on Arch. Think, oh, that's interesting. And then put it on Arch, right? It's coming from the AOR. Well, in this case, Celtic AOR. Well, first from the AOR, no. Created by CachyOS. Put on the AOR by maintainer. Built by Celtic AOR. Added now here, right? That's the correct order of things. But yes, it's the work of CachyOS. chadwm is going to be installed, obviously. And that's it, right? Reboot. I started with Arch and did my thing with it. You do your thing with it. So system deboot with an extra line. Fallback line there. Never worked for me, so Kiro, it's gone. If there is a problem, I'll arch root into systems and then fix it. So chadwm is the system I'd like to have by default. Control-Alt-O is gonna kill PyChem, stopping PyChem. So we see this line up here, the date and all that. Of course, transparency is gone as well then, but that's VirtualBox, right? These are my icons, my wallpapers and all that. Super X is gonna be the archlinux logout tool that we still maintain, and chadwm is here, but there is more, and there is also Xfce Wayland and Xfce XLM, and that's entirely up to you, right? If you make those same choices, you can add i3 to the scripts of arcolinux-nemesis and all that. A quick check here as well. So the arcolinux-nemesis script has everything to install desktops. These ones. And the same ones are on the archlinux tweak tool. So a Ctrl-Alt-E is also gonna go and launch the archlinux tweak tool, and the archlinux tweak tool is also gonna be maintained and has exactly the same ones. You see, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, exactly the same ones. So there you are. We have Arch. It works fine. There were some changes alphabetically. The desktops are now alphabetically, but all the rest I think are pretty much the same. Well, as a user, right? The code behind changes enormously, but as an end user, we see pretty much the same as last month. All right, cheers.